At a ship's deck in San Pedro, California, a mysterious individual known as Kaiser engages in conversation with an injured man named Keaton. Their exchange is brief, but suddenly Kaiser fires a shot at Keaton, followed by igniting the ship, engulfing it in flames. Following the incident on the boat, the next day witnesses the individual arrivals of FBI agent Jack Baer and U.S. Customs Special Agent Dave Cugin in San Pedro. Their purpose is to conduct an investigation into the events. Tragically, the fire claimed the lives of 27 individuals, leaving only 2 survivors identified as Roger Verbal Kint, a physically impaired man, and a Hungarian criminal and crew member, currently hospitalized. During the interrogation conducted by Agent Baer, the Hungarian individual provides his account, asserting that Kaiser Söz, an infamous Turkish criminal mastermind, was present at the harbor, and responsible for the deaths of numerous men. In the meantime, Verbal Kint, seeking immunity, cooperates fully with the authorities, divulging all the information within his knowledge. Having provided his detailed account to the district attorney, Kint finds himself confined to the office of Sergeant Jeff Rabin at the police station. Both Kint and Agent Cugin express their desire to hear the narrative once more, starting from the very beginning. The narrative shared by Verbal begins 6 weeks prior, in New York City, specifically in Queens, where an armored truck carrying spare gun parts fell victim to a hijacking. Following that, the New York Police Department proceeds to apprehend a group of 5 distinct criminals. Dean Keaton, a former corrupt police officer who seemingly abandoned his criminal lifestyle, is captured during a luxurious restaurant meal. Michael McManus is arrested while asleep in his bed during late hours. Fred Fenster, McManus's Hispanic partner who struggles with English, is seized on a street corner. Todd Hockney, a car mechanic and part-time hijacker, instantly develops a rivalry with McManus, and is apprehended while working on a vehicle in his garage. The 5 individuals are assembled for a lineup, and asked to say the phrase, "Give me the keys." However, they all struggle to accurately deliver the phrase. Later, while confined in a holding cell, McManus persuades the others to form an alliance, and orchestrate a heist targeting New York's finest taxi service. This particular group of corrupt New York Police Department officers aids smugglers in reaching their intended locations within the city. The successful execution of their plan, targeting a smuggler, unfolds smoothly, leading to far-reaching consequences as numerous other officers become implicated in corruption charges. Carrying their acquired loot, the group of 5 individuals embarks on a journey to California with the intention of selling it to McManus's trusted contact, Redfoot. But Redfoot persuades them to undertake another task, a robbery targeting a jewel smuggler named Saul Bass. Contrary to their expectations of finding jewels or cash in Bass's possession, they discover that he is actually transporting heroin. A heated altercation unfolds between the thieves and Redfoot, leading to the revelation that the job originated from a lawyer named Kobayashi. Subsequently, the 5 criminals have a meeting with Kobayashi, who asserts his affiliation with Kaiser Söz, and coerces them into an act of sabotage. Specifically, they are blackmailed into destroying the cargo aboard a ship destined for San Pedro Harbor. In the current timeline, Verbal Kint recounts to Cugin the tale of Kaiser Söz as he purportedly heard it. Through Verbal's recollection, a flashback unveils the ordeal of Söz's family being targeted and harassed by a rival Hungarian gang in Turkey. In response, Söz embarks on a merciless revenge, seeking vengeance against all those involved. Subsequently, he vanishes, using many aliases and maintaining anonymity in his interactions with associates. Over time, Söz's figure acquires an almost mythical status, with many individuals either doubting his existence or outright disbelieving it. Returning to the present, Kint persists in recounting his own rendition of the past events. The flashback resumes, shedding light on Fenster's futile endeavor to escape, only to be pursued and ultimately slain by Kobayashi. The remaining 4 thieves, convinced that Söz is merely a front for Kobayashi's actions, abduct him with the intention of eliminating him unless he ceases his interference and lets them be. Just as McManus is about to carry out his plan of executing Kobayashi, the lawyer discloses a crucial piece of information. Kobayashi reveals that Edie Finneran, Keaton's girlfriend, is present in his office. Moreover, Kobayashi asserts that he possesses the will, the knowledge, and the resources necessary to cause harm to the relatives of the remaining 4 criminals if they refuse to comply with his demands. During the evening of the cocaine transaction, the sellers, comprised of Argentine mobsters, and the buyers, a faction of Hungarian mobsters, converge at the dock. Keaton instructs Verbal to remain in the background, and in the scenario of a failed plan, deliver the money to Edie, allowing her to pursue Kobayashi according to her own methods. He observes the boat from a concealed location at a distance, witnessing Keaton, McManus, and Hockney engage in a massive gunfight with the individuals present on the pier. Amidst the intense confrontation, tragedy befalls the group as Hockney loses his life. The Hungarian mobsters, who have yet to encounter the thieves, fall victim to an unidentified murderer, while a heavily guarded Hispanic passenger meets a similar fate by the hands of an unseen attacker. McManus meets his demise with a fatal knife wound to the back of his neck, while Keaton sustains a gunshot wound to his back. Emerging from the shadows, a mysterious individual dressed in a dark coat comes into view, casually lighting a cigarette using a golden lighter. There is a brief exchange between the figure and Keaton, before Keaton is shot, bringing us back to the beginning scene of the movie. In the present, as Verbal concludes his narrative, Kyujin unveils his deductions. It becomes evident that the motive behind the boat hijacking was not related to cocaine, but rather to eliminate a particular individual on board, the captive Hispanic passenger named Arturo, who possessed the ability to identify SOs. Presumably, after SOs killed Arturo, he proceeded to eliminate all other individuals on the ship and set it ablaze. Kyujin discloses the devastating news that Edie has also met her demise. Kyujin has reached the conclusion that Keaton was, in fact, Kaiser Soze. Verbal reluctantly confesses that the entire scheme, right from the start, was Keaton's idea. With his immunity secured, due to his bail being posted, Verbal departs, leaving the scene. As Verbal reclaims his belongings from the property officer, Kyujin, now at ease in Rabin's office where the interrogation took place, starts to notice a curious pattern. He observes that the details and names mentioned in Verbal's story are coincidentally present on various items scattered throughout the room. The name Redfoot is prominently displayed on a wanted poster, while the term Kobayashi is scribbled at the bottom of a coffee cup previously handled by Verbal. Swiftly connecting the dots, Kyujin has a realization that Verbal fabricated nearly the entire story as he spoke. Acting swiftly, he rushes outside just as a fax arrives, containing the police artist's depiction of Kaiser Soze's face, a depiction that strikingly resembles Verbal Kint. While exiting the police station, Verbal's noticeable limp gradually fades away, and he effortlessly shakes out his previously trembling hand. He proceeds to enter a waiting vehicle chauffeured by none other than Mr. Kobayashi, departing just as Kyujin emerges, only to realize too late that Kint has vanished.